This lens is a SP 7200 f2.8 DI VC USD G2 Lens. Thanks to Camera for letting me try this gear out at their shop. Now Tamron recently released a firmware update for that lens plus their 150 to 600 and the 17 to 35. I only looked at this one specific lens, tried it out with the new firmware on the Z6. It seemed to work pretty decently. Just gonna do a little bit of hands-on here. You can look at the lens plus the camera. Of course, to do the update yourself, you need that tap-in console specific for the Nikon mount. It is a unique setup where they use the tap-in console that attaches right to the mount instead of a USB connection on the lens itself. In the past, I had a Yongnuo 100mm f2 lens. It had a USB connection right on the lens itself, and that is a potential issue if you care about weather resistance. Now, of course, that lens wasn't weather resistant at all, but in this case, you have a very solid, robust Tamron lens, and not having any type of open port on the exterior of the lens is a good thing. Now at the camera shop, I noticed they are actually renting some of their Tamron lenses recently, which spurred them to update the firmware. Now I think it's just for the Nikon and Canon mount for the time being with a few different Tamron lenses. I did take a few sample photos, a few videos with this setup. How does this setup feel in the hands? It's actually very solid. This lens has a really nice exterior to it, a huge heft. I'm not used to these larger lenses and larger cameras these days. I've been using small mirrorless cameras. So it is a very stark contrast to what I use currently, but extremely solid in the hands. I don't notice any creaks, any weird issues with the lens attached through that adapter. Actually, a benefit of this adapter is relatively thin, of course, for F mount. Gives your hands a little bit more room with the grip on the Z6. This is an F-mount lens. You're going to get some of that aperture noise when it adjusts automatically with the mirrorless camera. It's a little tick that you'll hear occasionally, but that's basically just the aperture being adjusted. I did notice Arca Swiss rails on the tripod mount, which is a great thing to see. I tried filming through the viewfinder to get a view so you could see the autofocus in action. I don't have any type of HDMI recording device, so I used my small little Casio action camera that I picked up recently for recording. It worked relatively well, but you can see not super great quality wise. I'll let you judge for yourself if you think the autofocus is working nicely or not. I did shoot through a window for some of it and a little bit in the camera shop. Didn't have too many options. I was just there for a few minutes to try this setup out. All that said, it is nice to see that Tamron is putting new firmware out for their lenses to get them working on the Z cameras. When you do drop a large amount of money on a lens, you really want it to work for a long time. Hope you enjoyed this quick video, checking out the firmware and autofocus with this setup. You can kind of see how it looks, how it works out, get a feel for the size. Thanks to Camera for letting me try this gear out at their shop. Scott from Banzai, thanks. If you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing, helps me out a lot. Likes and shares help out a lot as well. Thanks again.